man. I feel like life is is a beautiful thing, man. I feel like you can learn so much and go through so many trials and tribulations that you can lose your purpose in life. You know what I mean? But I always feel like just stay sturdy because you never know when that opportunity of a lifetime will come your way. That's why I refuse to lose, even though I have taken so many losses in my life. You know what I mean? Just trying to be a creative individual and just trying to follow my true purpose and trying to identify who I am as a person, as a man, you know what I mean, as a father. You know what I mean? I look at life nowadays and I feel like you got to celebrate each and every moment because there's so many people losing their life, unfortunate situations. And sometimes they'll be in that down and depressed space where they're not enjoying the moments because there's so much in life you can enjoy. And I was hearing somebody the other day just talking about how much they hate their life and this and that, not realizing, man, there's a lot of people that wish they could be in your shoes and in your predicament and the things that you have. You know what I mean? That's why when I look at life, man, every relationship that I've been through as far as love, family relationships and things of that nature, they was good learning experiences, even though I felt like sometimes you may have lost the battle or that situation. Sometimes you will come out of that situation with more information you can use with your life, you know what I mean? And like I said before, if you willing to get up each and every day, you know what I mean, and work towards your goal, I feel like eventually you will get to that place called there. As long as you continue to polish up all of the aspects that you need to polish up and finding that true, uh, finding your true purpose and actually polishing up the things that you're trying to do to get to that next level. You know what I mean? So it's nothing wrong with failing in life, but taking those learning experiences to become a better individual and a better human. You know what I mean? That's all that you can really do from each loss that you experience within life. And that's what I've been doing. You know what I mean? A lot of times, man, me just growing as a person from a 20-year-old kid, you know what I mean, to a 30-year-old man to understanding like life gonna throw you so many curveballs. It's gonna be like, how are you gonna handle those situations? You know what I mean? And sometimes you can get down and low, but that's human nature, but not to be stuck in those positions mentally and understanding that if you can condition yourself to go through those pains and those adverse moments and be able to still be focused, I feel like that's a victorious moment for you to celebrate because you didn't allow the black hole or that sunken place to take you out of commission to a point where you don't continue to work and breathe life into yourself. And that's what I've been learning lately, man. I just been sitting back lately, you know what I mean, and just analyzing every relationship that I've been through, family, love, relationships, and just analyzing myself as a human being and as a person. And what I realized is that each woman that I've been with, you know what I mean, had love relationship, they taught me something. You know what I mean? And one of the things I always tell people is don't carry in negative energy to the next relationship because that person could be so much better than what you just left. And you never know what God got planned for you or got put in position for you. And don't ruin what God put before you thinking with that same negative mentality. I got a lot of homegirls that I see that move in that energy where they take bad relationship things that they went through and they move it to the next relationship. Oh, this guy's a cheater. This guy could be the perfect thing made for them, but yet they keep putting these titles on the individual who has never done them wrong. And I always think and I always say, give situations an opportunity to show itself and don't accuse an individual without having the proper information or the status of what they truly are because you could mess up your blessing with your husband or your next wife. So the message always be like, don't carry that energy. Even if it's a job, you might go on one job and it might have been the worst experience of your life. And then God could put you in a position where you in another job and the situation could be a true blessing, but you F it up because you're looking at it from the same standpoint of where you just came from. And I think a lot of times growth is what have learned and what I put to myself. And that's what I use nowadays. It's like, don't take on negative energy and move it to the next environment. Allow the environment to tell you the truth about what it really is. because it could not be a bad situation. It could be a blessing in disguise that you in that predicament or situation. And that's what I learned. That's what I learned each and every time that I go through things in life. Like I say, this been a crazy year for me this year. You know what I mean? Like I told you before, like I'm an individual and I'm a person that's like I'm open to good conversation. I'm open to good vibes. And I'm a good spiritual individual that's growing each and every day to become a better man and a better person. And like I say, we all got flaws, but it's in my blood, it's in my spirit, it's in my mind to become better each and every day, no matter the circumstances that I've been through. You know what I mean? Like I say, I've been hurt and devastated. I done seen things where the person that said they love me so much switch up on me. Because a lot of times in life, man, you will have a lot of people that come into your life and they'll give you off this energy of confusion. And I experienced that a lot when I dated a couple of females in the past where they wasn't true to who they really were. They didn't even know who they really were. And they'll get into a relationship with you and not be truthful and not be honest with how they look at life. You know what I mean? Like I said before, me as a person, I always tell people I was been conditioned for marriage my whole entire life because that's how my mom and them raised me as a kid, is always be that person that take accountability for my wrongs and right. Even without a father around, I didn't have that peace that I needed. But the peace that my mother gave me, she blessed me with that thing where it's accountability. When you wrong her and when you do the, you know what I mean, when you wrong, take accountability for that. I see a lot of people do wrong and not be a woman enough or man enough to apologize for that. Growing up as a kid, I'm gonna tell you a story. As a kid, I remember this kid I was in middle school, this dude was like punching on me and stuff like that. In my mind, and my soul, I knew I could beat this dude. You know what I mean? He was from Yawns Park. I'm from Tyler Park, North of Virginia. This guy was in middle school, he was punching on me and punching on me. I guess in his mind, he thought he could beat me, but he didn't know that I was skilled. So I'm like, he's punching on me, punching on me. And I was just letting him do it. It's like, chill, bro, chill, chill, chill. So one day I said, man, forget that. And then I showed him how good I was at fighting. So I punched him up a few times. He fell on the desk. You know what I mean? And he knew at that point that my power and my skills was overpowering and he couldn't beat me. So what he did was he went to some other guys from Yawns Park and they came to be. And the rule from my park is like, from Tyler Park, the way I was raised from the park, if you were your right, you never apologize for being right. And then apologizing, period, growing up as a kid was a weakness. You never apologize. So even right or wrong, we never apologize. That's how I was taught. So, and I was right at this particular moment because he was punching on me and I told him to stop and he wouldn't. So the guy come up to me, this dude a little bit more diesel, a little bit more cutter. I'm a chubby kid, you know what I'm saying? And I already knew what I was up against. You know what I'm saying? But we go outside and the guy, the whole thing was I needed to apologize to dude. And I just never did. And from that situation, I went from fighting one guy to having to fight, we'll call him his OG. And I had to fight this guy. And I remember it was one of my worst fights ever, man. You know what I mean? I'll never forget that. The dude deboed me on the car, man. And by the grace of God, the security came out there and saved me, man. You know what I'm saying? But my whole point of it all is like, sometimes you gotta be humble enough to just allow things, to just let things, certain situations go. You know what I mean? Right or wrong, or whatever the case may be. Because sometimes you can escalate a situation that don't have to be escalated. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, I was more skilled and more polished than that guy. But like I said before, it escalated into other things. You know what I mean? Like I said, life has taught me just like, you know what I mean, be humble, be respectful, but always protect family. You know what I mean? It's one of the things that I live by, that code like that, you know what I'm saying? Family first. You know what I mean? It could be 20 niggas outside. If you hitting on my cousin or you hitting on my family members, I'm gonna die there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I'm sturdy like that. I don't give a damn if there's 100 niggas out there. I'm gonna rumble. You know what I mean? If I get knocked out, oh well, put me on the fucking camera. But like I say, I'm gonna stand on my purpose regardless. You know what I'm saying? That's what I learned. And then my whole message is like, don't take the losses that you have in life and allow it to make it your outcome, because your outcome can be completely different. You can have something lined up that's so beautiful if you keep pushing through and not allowing that to soak you into that sunken place. And I think a lot of experiences that I've been going through the last couple of years have been that sunken place where I felt like the lords of energy or down or depressed and things of that nature. And then me to come out of there and feel victorious and feel good. You know what I mean? It's been a long time where I could just look in the mirror and just be happy to be me. You know what I mean? Not to say I'm the richest person in the world, not to say that I done had sex with 100 people or some shit. Like, I'm just happy that I'm breathing life. I'm happy that I got a daughter that I can look at and she loved me unconditionally. You know what I mean? My sons and things of that nature. It's just like that part of life is so beautiful to me. And sometimes you could be so soaking in depression and darkness that you will miss the glorious and beautiful moments of your kids and just life in general. And that's the thing that I respect is like growing as a person, growing as an individual, and just becoming better as a person, just spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom would always say that, man. Like this is like you just gotta sometimes just be humble yourself, you know what I mean, for that glorious moment, man. You know what I'm saying? This the blessings gonna come. You know what I mean? As long as you continue to have that fight in your mind, body, and spirit. And that's something that you can never lose, you know what I'm saying? But it's been a journey, you know what I mean, a real long journey that I've been through. But like I said before, I went from having a spirit of anger, frustration, and hatred to going to a spirit of just like, I appreciate you put me on that football field and making me go through that hard loss so I can understand like the blessings at the end and be able to be conditioned for the moment of the glorious times. And that's why nowadays, like I say, I celebrate each and every person that I grew up with, from kids graduating and all of that, because I know one day down the line, I'm gonna be able to do the same with my kids and be able to enjoy those glorious moments. And sometimes we'll look at other people having success and be like, damn, why we don't got that? Why we don't have this and that? And I always say this, man, if you can celebrate others, man, when your moment comes, it's gonna be so much glorious because people gonna respect and give you that same love. That's why I say like, just enjoy it. Just envision yourself at that moment of getting that reward or getting that achievement or getting that Super Bowl or whatever the case may be for your life. You know what I mean? But I just learned like over time, it's like don't force issues and don't allow those things to consume you. And that's what I've been learning just with people in general. You know what I mean? Like I said, living in Phoenix or living in Arizona in general has like been rough for me because I never really found a lot of people that I connected to that had the same energy. You know what I'm saying? Living in this environment. Like I say in Virginia, of course, you came from a lot of people that grew up with you. They know your history. They know things about you and things of that nature. And like I said, the culture here is completely different from when I grew up around. You know what I mean? Where it was like the bonds were so tight and things like that. Everybody had their clique and things like that. When you come here, like I say, maybe it is cliques, but maybe it's not. But like I said, mostly what I've seen was like different. You know what I mean? Like I say, you could put a negative comment on it, but like I say, a lot of times it's just that you ain't in that moment. It ain't your turn. It ain't that situation at this moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say a lot of times I just let situations just go, and we continue to build myself as a person and heal. You know what I mean? Don't continue to try to make things work. They don't work. I have friends, different friends that I've communicated with and things of that nature where I see flaws, but I know we all got flaws. But like I say, if I look at you and I see that flaws don't connect with me, I gotta cut ties because I'm not gonna allow that to be the downfall of me feeling some type of way. Like I say, so I gotta cut ties with individuals that I feel like don't connect with me energy wise. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told you before, I feel like what I consider a friend and what I look at as a friend may be different than your version of that. Your concept of relationships could be different from the way I look at it. I look at a friend. I look at a friend as a person that if I got 100 niggas outside ready to rumble, you gonna ride and you gonna die for me. You know what I mean? We gonna be clicked up to the point where it's like we are one. And that's what I like as a friend. That's why I don't like do the thing where it's like this is one of the things I don't like, you know what I mean? The friend thing where people talk behind your back or do snaky and shady things. I don't consider them people friends. That's when I cut ties and I kind of fall back away from that because that's not the culture that I come from. My culture I come from, if somebody talk bad about you in front of me, I'm gonna check their ass. And I don't give a fuck who they is because that's where I come from. I'm not gonna just let them talk bad about you and then engage in a conversation with my version of slander too. that means that you're not my friend. So it's like those type of connections I let go and I just kind of like move away from. And I try to stay as far away from them situations as possible. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of times people attach themselves to you for beneficial purposes and not for just genuine love and honor and sturdiness. You know what I mean? And those type of things I try to like stay away from completely. As soon as I see signs of that, like one of the things I notice too, like sometimes me as a person, and I do this a lot of times, I know people might say it's not right. If I see that you got a friend and you talk real bad about them, I'm gonna withdraw away from you. You're gonna see me talk to you less, move away from you more. Because if you can't respect the person that you call a friend and that you got love for, and you talk so down on them, I can't respect you as a person. You know what I mean? And that's just how my rules and regulations is. Like I say, everybody got their own rules and regulations of how they look at life. Mine's is like, if you're not sturdy for them, you ain't gonna be sturdy for me. I mean, that's how I look at that shit. And I like always say, like, respect is respect. You know what I mean? But like I say, growth, I've dealt with that a whole lot in life, man. Just learning and just paying attention. And that's one of the things that, as a tourist, man, that's like kind of what we are. We think a lot, we analyze a lot, and we pay attention to detail. That's why, like, most of the time when we get in relationships, once we know a female completely, we know how to fulfill all her needs, wants, and desires. But because we pay attention closer to the detail, especially me as a person, is like pay attention to everything. You know what I'm saying? I look at all the details, all the things. You know what I mean? I would know things about you that people that have been around you for multiple years wouldn't even know, just because I take the initiative to get to know a person on that level. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, like I said, each thing in life has taught me how to become a better version of myself. And I try not to use the same, I try not to be in the same situations over and over again. You know what I mean? Even though I feel like dating wise and things of that nature is one of the things that I've always seen. Being a giver and a good hearted person attract a lot of people that are takers. And sometimes takers a lot of them can be very selfish and self-centered and have a lot of egos where they feel like they're the prize, they're the better individuals and things of that nature. And I see that a lot. Like when I dated a lot of women, they could be like really in their ego type of shit. You know what I mean? They don't, you know what I mean, do that. And it's like when you actually get with a female that actually see your value, that actually love you, that actually care about you, and actually connect to you on that level is different. A person that's a giver and you a giver, and y'all connect on a deeper level is it's just better to me, you know what I'm saying, than to be in a relationship with somebody that don't actually see you as anything. You know what I mean? I feel like as time progressing, as I've been going through different things in life, I see that a lot. That a lot of people just like they so consumed with materialistic things and status that they actually miss out on the good things that could be right in front of them. They'll miss the whole dish of something good because they're looking for something that ain't even real. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, it's like it's growth. But like I said, sometimes people don't never grow up. They can be 20 something to 16-year-old. They could be 20 to 16-year-old in their mentality and mind to the point that they never really grow up. They never really get to that level. They'll be 30, 40 years old, but they still got that same mentality of a high school kid or a young adult. You know what I'm saying? They just never grow past that. You know what I mean? Like I said before, it's like sometimes that they didn't have so much success in their earlier days that they don't never grow as a person. Me being that I had went through so many failures, so many different situations, it made me have to grow. You know what I mean? I had to deal with pain and learn how to control myself when I'm hurting at the most. You know what I mean? I had to learn how to recover. You know what I mean? It's almost like being a boxer sometimes when you in family relationships or love relationships. It's the IQ level when you get in the ring and how to be able to take a body blow, how to block a body blow, how to duck and dodge. Like it's like different things that you learn once you boxing. It's the same with like relationships because you never know what you're gonna get in those situations. That's why I say like I used to always say that one of the worst things for me within love relationships is falling in love because I always felt like you had to depend on somebody else to love you the same way you would love them. And a lot of time people got different they got different ways of loving. And sometimes they won't connect to your energy. And it could cause heartbreak, disappointment, depression. It could cause a lot of things, but they could love you in their own way. And sometimes people don't love you at all. You know what I mean? They just cool with just taking advantage of the opportunity. You know what I mean, of what you have, status, money, you know what I mean? And like I said before, it's like when you find that individual, that right individual, you will know, you know what I mean? Because it's just the feeling of it all, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, it's like, that's why I say, like, even though I hear a lot of people talking about giving up, all of depressed, down, feeling like life is, like I say, like, the opportunity is there. You want to be an athlete, the opportunity is there. You want to be a bodybuilder, the opportunity is there. You want to box, the opportunity is there. I know sometimes you'll get to a certain age where those opportunities may not be there for NFL, NBA, things of that nature, but you could have follow your purpose and it be something completely different, that you have that same love that you have for basketball, football, or whatever else you like to do or whatever, you know what I'm saying? One of my biggest things that I always liked, you know what I'm saying, growing up as a kid is basketball. You know what I'm saying? Basketball was my thing growing up. I always wanted to be like Shaq, things like that. But like I say, man, you can grow into these different things. So I mean, just keeping a positive mentality, man. But like I know in this era, in this day and time, social media plays a big part of depression and sadness and things of that nature. Because everybody want to be a winner and everybody want to be successful. But a lot of people don't want to put in the same work to get to that level. And sometimes you do put in the same work and the same effort to get to that level, but it just ain't your go. It ain't your chance. It ain't your time. But it's like, if you give up and you stop believing, that's when you will never really get there. But if you keep consistently doing what you got to do and keep believing in yourself, I believe it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Because it's like everybody going to get their time. It's just you got to be prepared for it. Sometimes people want certain things, and then when it come, it can be super overwhelming. I think I was looking at an article the other day. He was talking about the LSU girl, I think it was Angel Reese, was talking about winning the championship and how much, you know what I mean, you just think about this, the power and the influence, the love and the support. Like sometimes that stuff can be overwhelming. Like everybody want a piece of you when you a champion, when you a winner. It's crazy when you ain't at that place or you ain't at that success, how people forget about you. And like I say, sometimes being a winner could sometimes be overwhelming. It could be more overwhelming than a person depressed and sad, because now people that you probably loved to death that never supported you now supporting you. People that never seen you before now seeing you. It's like an energy where everybody want a part of you, because being a part of you means that they have a piece of winning something. You know what I mean? Sometimes that can be overwhelming to a person to see things and just be like, damn, at one point, I was with Tupac said, at one point I was at this club when nobody talked to me. Now I'm in a club, everybody trying to talk to me. You know what I mean? 'Cause it'd be overwhelming. We went from nobody even speaking to you to 10, 20 people lining up to get an autograph and talk to you and stuff like that. It's just the people don't know what comes with all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like a lot of people, they either burn out or die out, because it's like the energy of that completely it could be overwhelming. But like I say, man, it's like I don't think people should take these losses that they have in life and feel like it's gonna be the end be all for you. Like it's over for you. I don't feel that way. You know what I mean? When I talk to the homies and stuff like that, people go through their little circumstances and situations. I don't believe like it's all over. Even if you lose a family member and things of that nature, man, well, you can get up each and every day. I know that they passed away and may be gone, but you can make them proud just being able to just stay focused. And like I said, I ain't telling the person to not hurt or not to feel no pain, but don't give up. You know what I mean? I think that's why I was in the spirit of like, forget life, you know what I'm saying? Forget everything, you know what I'm saying? So, and what I did for myself is just like, I just went in that place by myself, you know what I mean? Prayed a lot more, fasted a lot more. And then I just like, God just opened my eyes. And like I said, when I look at my daughter though, you know what I'm saying? I look at my son, I just be like, man, the love that they give you and how they care about you is like, it's crazy, man. It's like your whole life, sometimes you could be looking for support and love and you'll have it right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? People looking at you as superheroes and unbeatable and things of that nature. It's like when you got kids that really look up to you and really love you like that, that's just, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the reasons why I love having my kids and things of that nature, man. It's because it's like, it's something that you can't really describe. It's just one of the most beautiful things in the world. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would say like this video, everything that we doing with this is just like, just stay in your pocket and don't never give up, because like I say, that moment, that success that you're looking for going to eventually come. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, I remember when I first started, and everybody was like, "You're gonna make this type of money. You're gonna make this type of money." And I remember I exceeded the people what they were saying as far as the money aspect of it all, and I did way past the numbers that the people were saying I was gonna do. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's because I was consistent. I was consistent, and I kept putting out information. I kept working on it all day in, day out. And I mean, I was one of them dudes that I was doing like 10, 20 videos in one day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was dedicated. You know what I'm saying? I don't work on it. I don't put it out like that like I used to, but I still keep grinding and putting out my stuff, and I continue to talk to the people. You know what I'm saying? And continue to give them that energy. You feel me? Because like I said, everybody got their perspective on different things. You know what I mean? Sometimes people want to hear your perspective of how you look at things. And like I said before, like I had to grow into something different. I feel like this version of myself is a lot better than the last version of myself. The last version of myself was looking at life, I feel like, the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, it's come from a lot of betrayal on a lot of family members doing evil things. And then you sit back and you say, you know what? I'm going to just let that go. Let that go. Grow from those situations and just don't allow that to be a part of my life no more. That's what I do nowadays. Like people that I remember one time talking to this young lady, I love you, woo woo. And they did the most dirtiest, grimiest thing to me. But like I said, that's good she did do that because then I cut her off and then I never talked to her again. But like on all platforms and this and that, because I realized that her love was fake. You know what I'm saying? Because a person look you in your eyes and say that and then do those things, I know that ain't real. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, for you to get better, you gotta sometimes cut ties with people that you know ain't gonna do nothing but bring toxic energy to you or negativity to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I built with my homie, we back and forth playing tennis, but it's all positive energy. Even if we talking about a negative concept, we moving in a positive way because that's how I'm thinking. It's like growth. You know what I'm saying? It's growth. I'm not gonna let this one issue make me stop doing what I'm doing with that. With a person like myself, I used to go through an issue and then I would completely stop everything. But like I say, becoming stronger, becoming better mentally, physically, and emotionally, and learning like don't allow those things to bring you down to a point where you don't keep moving. And that's what I'm saying. It's like being in a fight and you may have got a couple of blows that got you hurting, but just not giving up. And then never know you might win that fight just because you had the ability to take the pain and be able to recover, where that other person may not be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then you start throwing jabs back at him, and that person can't take it. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I say, man, it's like everything in life, I feel like it's about growth and just that clear understanding. And then it's like sitting back sometimes and just let the world move and just taking in data and just looking at things, learning different things and moving in different positive aspects of things. You know what I mean? That's what I do. You know what I mean? I'll be reading all type of information, looking up all type of stuff. That'd be crazy because when people talk to me sometimes, and they see all the information I know, and they'll be blown away. You know what I mean? Because a lot of time what people do, they look at you and they judge the book before they judge the cover of the book before they actually read the pages. And I think they do that a lot of times with me. And then they find out, they be like, damn, man, like I be telling them stuff they ain't even never heard of or knew about. It's because I'm consistently looking at information all the time, bro, because I love that. That's what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, I'm one of them people I go off energy. I don't really like to bring people into my circle or people around me that I don't connect with energy wise. Because like I say, that snake mentality where one minute they talking to you, next minute they doing something behind your back, I'm gonna cut you off immediately. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm telling you something and you looking at me as a liar, I'm gonna cut you off immediately because I'm always been sturdy. That's the reason why some of the homeboys from the neighborhood, wherever they're looking for somebody that come with that loyalty, they come to me. Their first phone call, because they know like my honor's always been intact. I ain't got like the hell I need to lie to you for. I always look at lies as a sign of fear. You know what I'm saying? That's what I look. I don't know. Like my whole life, I always looked at that shit. If I got to lie to you, I'm gonna be scared of you or some shit. Like, well, I'm like, I'm a bully, nigga. So I was like, why I'm gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't about to be lying to you for nothing, nigga. If it's like I told you, if it's fuck you, it's fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you to your face. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's my personality. I ain't with all that sugarcoat. I'm a Taurus, man. So it's like I don't sugarcoat shit. I don't like you. I'm not gonna talk to you. I ain't gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my personality. I don't do all that fake shit like hold niggas' hands and all that type of shit. Nah, I feel like if you a sturdy individual, you can be true to yourself and true to your core. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta do a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, be, I'll do shit like that. Just keep it a being, man. But like I say now, growth is all a part of life. Pain is all a part of life. Losses are all a part of life. But you will find victory and you will get wins when you stay focused and locked in. That's why I say, like, when I created all the businesses and the things that I be doing and stuff like that, I already know that everything take time to grow. And like I said, sometimes people got to connect to see your true colors and your true core, and they'll catch on to it. But like I said, a lot of times in life, once that winning bell go off, that's when you start to see everybody start to come in. Oh, I always knew you was gonna do this. I always gonna knew you was gonna do that. You know what I mean? They come with that shit. But like I said before, I think sometimes you gotta like move that out the way because you don't want none of that shit to get too close to you because that fake energy will destroy everything that you build. That's why a person like me, it's like when it switches on, I already know like those people were never coming around supporting in the beginning. So it's like you just stay back from you. Okay, all right, cool. But you kind of like moving your own way because too much of that shit will destroy. That's why I say you see a lot of people like that, man. From the rappers that got blew up too quick to athletes that they get the money too quick. Like we looking at the John Morant thing and these big deals that these kids getting in the flashing of the gun. And I'm just like, wow, it's like you got rules and regulations at the organization that you with, you know what I'm saying? They putting you in a position of success where you can take care of your family and friends. It's like, why ruin that over something that's so childish and petty? You know what I mean? But like I say, sometimes people got to go through that pain to understand, like, what are they losing? Because you got to think about it. John Morant can be replaced. You know what I mean? Because athletes coming out of the NBA to the NBA every year. So it's like you could be replaced and you can be erased. And it's like the opportunity to have that success or have that glory, why give it away for something that don't mean nothing? And that's how I looked at that situation. I get it. Like some people was like, so what if John Morant was in a gun range shooting at the gun range? Would it be the same noise? It don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at that shit. It don't really matter, bro. Like to get that type of money to be close to being a billionaire and to ruin it for something that is not even worth it. That's like Floyd Mayweather. He may have had the domestic violence situation, but beyond that, he was able to keep his life and his core on point. But to go through that situation made him stronger, wiser, and better. But he was able to get to his billions because he always stayed locked in and focused. And like I say, all the wins that he got came from conditioning to that point. That's why I say you might be, whatever you do, podcasting, basketball, whatever you do in life, if you condition yourself for that winning moment, when it come, you will be ready for that moment because the energy gonna change. Everybody gonna want to be a part of your life when you winning. That's what it is. That's what the Angel Reese and all of that, what they going through that pressure of like everybody wanted a piece of them now. You know what I'm saying? Whereas before you probably wasn't seeing a lot of people reaching out, inboxing and all of that. Now it's like it's on fire. But it's like you gotta be ready for them wins. You know what I mean? I know you experience losses more than wins. Like I say, preparing for it mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because like I say, like don't allow the ego to turn you to a monster and you lose it all. You know what I mean? But that's all I gotta say about that, man. Salute everybody. Respect everybody out there, man. Much love. G, I'm out.